Rule number 1, you can't trust these hoes. And Shannon Sharpe learning the hard way. Phone call exposed after offering his THOT $10 million. And she didn't want it. She backdoored him. Let's get into it.
Well, what, Gabby?
Well, you're coming to LA tomorrow?
Yes.
Well, I don't know why you want to go out.
Don't worry about it, Gabby.
Well, okay.
Okay, what?
Well, I'm not really interested in getting choked, so I guess we're going.
Yeah. I might choke you in public. Big black guy chokes small white woman.
It's not a good look, Shannon.
Not a good look that you do what you did to me.
Okay, well...
Well, what?
Now, guilty or innocent, however you try to spin it, this is not a good look. This is not a good look. This is not a good look. This is why at a certain point, you got to have dick discipline. At a certain point, you got to know when to leave the hoes alone. You got to know when to leave the thoughts alone. You got to understand when you got to just have that one. You know, that's who you cruising with. At a certain point in life, that's who you cruising with. You already a grandfather. You already been in the game. You already did your thing. I'm pretty sure this is your second or third life and you enjoying it and all with the success of the podcast. But guess what? Sometimes you got to learn how to just be cool. Sometimes you got to be cool. You got to understand that even the thoughts, even if you paying them, even if you dishing it out to them, right? They all got a plan. They all in for you. They all see you as a meal ticket. A lot of times, that's all they see you as, a meal ticket. And you think just because you sign paperwork or you paying them off and all this and that ain't going to come back to bite you. Think again. Think again. A lot of these thoughts, a lot of these hoes, a lot of these 3 or 4s, they smarter than what they play. We just think because they hoes, they sell their body and all that, they slow. No, this is survival for them. This is survival. You ever met an animal or somebody who's in survival? They think a little bit faster, think a little bit stronger. They think a little bit more long term. That's what they doing. You think you just getting a nut off. No, they about to get the bag off for you. So is it coincidence? Could be. He was just offered $100 million deal and she want 50. Could be a coincidence. Could she be setting him up? Could be. Could he be guilty on some things? You seen the text messages? Could be. You got to understand when people are plotting on you, you only find out when it's too late. And like Shannon Sharpe, you find out when it's too late.
Shannon offered to settle these accusations.
Yes, there was a settlement offer made by Mr. Sharpe. I will only generally say to you that it was in the tens of millions of dollars demanded by the plaintiff in return for her silence. That's under any definition commonly understood. That is blackmail. And Mr. Sharpe was willing to pay an amount in the tens of millions of dollars, but no final agreement could be reached. And we thought we were still in the middle of discussions when, without warning, the mediator, who's a retired judge, ourselves as lawyers, without any prior warning, still thinking that we were close to a final agreement, the plaintiff and her lawyer from Houston filed a case in Texas publicly accusing my client of lies and willful, harmful lies by using the rape word when it was she knows, 100% knows, and the evidence will show that she knew that this was entirely consensual. So we were of the belief on our side that we had an agreement without any warning. Not even the mediator, who is a retired judge, was given a warning out of courtesy. This case was filed and the public charges went throughout the media before we even knew that the discussions were over and the case had been filed.
Mr. Davis, last Friday, Front Office Sports reported Mr. Sharpe was in line for a $100 million deal for his podcast. On Sunday, the lawsuit was filed. Is there a timing issue here?
This is one of those two facts line up one after the other where everyone can draw their own reasonable inference. So I have a reasonable inference. It's my reasonable inference. Others might disagree that they're very related, that this plaintiff was looking for money. What she does on OnlyFans was for money in role-playing and virtual fantasy with men who pay her. At the end of the relationship, it's not known yet, but it is a fact that the plaintiff started to charge Mr. Sharpe money, so the relationship became transactional. This is who she is by the facts. I'm not saying it's good or bad. I'm just describing two facts, that she charged him money or asked for money. She's on OnlyFans and charges people money to do role-playing, and that for that reason, I'm going to let the inference be decided by everybody that her knowledge that Mr. Sharpe was about to receive a very lucrative contract based upon his talent and his abilities, and he's extremely capable on television and very knowledgeable, not only as a great former professional athlete, but I believe as a very credible and likable television presentation, that he has great value in his podcast and his positions on television. She knew that, took advantage of it, and I have described this in my opinion, it's my opinion only, that this is classic definition of blackmail, especially when you know the party you're blackmailing is about to be making a lot of money. In my opinion, that gives the greatest leverage to a blackmailer, and I believe there's a reasonable inference that one led to the other. Others might disagree. I'm sure Mr. Busby would make his own argument that this is not blackmail and that this is reasonable and that there's nothing to do with Mr. Sharpe's sudden announcement by somebody else, not by him, about a lucrative contract, had nothing to do with the plaintiff suddenly deciding to break off negotiation after she was offered tens of millions of dollars and suddenly to file a lawsuit. And why she did that and why her lawyer did that is up to them to explain.
The next question is coming from Edward Lewis from TMZ. I just want to be clear, Mr. Sharpe did make his accuser an offer in the tens of millions of dollars range, correct?
In the multiple of 10. That's all I'm willing to say at this point. But yes, the answer is yes, in multiples of 10 million, more than 10 million. I'd like to condition my last answer as I was not in the room for the mediation effort. It is possible it is only 10 million as the last offer. So I'll at least say at least 10 million, subject to my confirming whether there were any numbers exchanged higher than 10 million. So let me correct what I said, that it's at least a $10 million offer that had been made and that they walked away from.
Now, when I first heard Charlotte was 19 and Shannon Sharpe was 56, it took me back for a little bit. It took me back a little second. I ain't gonna lie to you. It took me back. And that's all legal and all that. But, you know, it was a little weird to me. You know, you dealing with somebody who's super immature. You dealing with somebody, you know, who's younger than your youngest child, damn near. That, to me, it's still a little funny. Now, it's all legal and all that. I get that, you know. Do what you do. Have your fun, whatever. Whoop, that's how you like to have fun, cool. But that just opened up a new pathway in my mind about Shannon Sharpe. I'm not gonna lie to you. Are you chasing something? Is it something up here that you chasing youth? You chasing your youth? What you really got going on mentally? And sometimes we think we are okay, or we're mentally okay up here. But sometimes we be hiding things and it comes out in us chasing shit that we shouldn't even be chasing, if that makes sense. Like chasing around 19-year-old hoes. And now we end up in situations like this. Now, time and time again, we've heard the phrase, warning comes before destruction. Now, I wonder if the interview on Club Shay Shay with Monique and Shannon Sharpe, I wonder if that was his warning before this here destruction. Y'all remember?
Dating. What advice? If somebody, if a group of women were in here and it's like, come on, they talk to us. How this dating thing? Because it's different now than when you and I.
It's different, baby. I'm grateful I'm not 56 and trying.
Are you trying to say what you trying to say? Bro?
I'm looking right at you.
I know
I'm
you looking at me.
I ain't backing down. You better take your old ass and get somebody to love you.
Damn, Mo.
Now I'm looking right at y'all. Let me tell y'all what Shannon needs.
Let me live my
Let
life.
me tell you what my baby needs. He need him an old fat gal who can bake good cakes, make some smothered turkey wings, who gonna rub his feet at the nighttime, okay, and gonna have a sip of his cognac to make him feel better about himself when he come home at night. That's what Shannon needs. You don't need no 26-year-old girl. You don't need no 36-year-old girl.
I do.
This is your auntie talking to you. Take your old ass and get you an old bitch out there that can love you old. You trying to hang out with these young bitches and you can't do it, Shannon. You just can't do it.
Dang.
When they want you to go for the 4th round, you looking at her like, bitch, listen, you want some money to go to Starbucks?
Yeah.
Because I can't go no further. But if you get your older girl, when you get to that 4th round, she's going to say, hold on. Let me go get you some eggs and cheese and some toast with apple butter, because that's going to get your energy back up. I'm talking right to you. Shit. So he thought I was going to be scared to say, yes, I'm talking. And I know an old gal, she'd be good to you. Her name is Elladora. Now, when you know somebody named Elladora, she's old school. Mm-hmm. Now, Miss Elladora told me to tell you. She said, I think he like red velvet.
Oh, I do.
I say, Miss Elladora, if he do like that, she said, you let him know I got something for him.
Yeah, I like
and she
red
don't
velvet.
have no teeth. Come on, pick your glass up and clack for me. Come on now. These young gals will bite you. Okay?
Yeah. Okay, I guess I gotta come on home.
And what was the last thing Auntie Mo said in there?
These young gals will bite you.
These young girls will bite you. Coincidence? I don't believe in coincidence, to be completely honest with you. I really don't. So could this have been warning before destruction? Sound like a prophecy to me. Fellas, you got to remember you under attack. You got to understand, successful people, period. You got to understand you under attack. People want you. People want it the easy way. People don't want to work for it. And once you work hard for what you got to understand it's a target on your back. So like I said, Shannon Sharpe, innocent, guilty. We done seen the text messages and the exchanges between them and what they got going on. To be completely honest with you, might he have done some of it? Could have been. I ain't gonna hold it against him, and I ain't gonna say he's completely guilty. But the one thing that we can learn from this is you gotta understand everybody ain't your friend. You gotta protect yourself at all times. No matter what, you gotta protect yourself. And sometimes you got to fall back from things that your body might be telling you that you won't, and your mind got to override it before you end up in a situation like this. You got to understand that sexual energy is one of the most powerful forces and energy forces on this planet. You got to understand that. You got to understand people go to work for sex. People, buy a nice house, buy nice cars, buy nice clothes, become successful for sex. That's what it all really breaks down to. So if something like that is so magnetic, if something like that is so powerful, you got to understand how people can use that against you. You got to understand that people know your fetish and know how you get down, and they know psychology, and they know how to break you down and get what they want out of you. And they're ruthless, and they don't care nothing about you. They don't care about your family, none of that. So really, the learning lesson from this is really protect yourself at all times and no matter what. And sometimes you got to forego some fun in order to really protect yourself. Anyways, this is your favorite cousin Rich. Y'all be safe. Love and blessings.